First of all, since Calderon's government, the armed forces are deployed all around the country. Their presence has brought negative and positive aspects. The people tend to relate guns with security. But are the guns the only and most effective way to fight organized crime? The government declares that its law's main purpose is to regulate the presence of the army in intersecurity matters. They will, and I quote, identify, prevent, reduce, and contain intersecurity threats. And also, the armed forces and the police will work together when needed. By analyzing more the situation, we can notice the negative aspects. The army had taken many innocent lives when confusing civils with the enemy, or just because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Frequently, these wrong places are people's homes or schools. The one that will decide when it's a intersecurity matter is the president. This is disturbing because his decision will be influenced by personal interest. It's believed that this is the first step to criminalize social movements. The armed forces respond entirely to the government, and this institution will decide what comes out to the population. This means zero transparency. This law legalizes the illegal actions that the army is already doing. To conclude, we can say that this law is a security framework for the armed forces.
Then there is a mix of articles, basically the 16, 21, 29, 89, 133 from the Constitution, but also the second and third from the Ley General que establece las bases de coordinación del Sistema Nacional de Seguridad Pública, and the 10 and 11 of the Ley Orgánica del Ejército y Fuerza Aérea Mexicana. All these articles may sum up that the Mexican state in the three governmental levels, federal, estatal, and municipal, and every authority that is related directly or indirectly with the public security must work side by side with every and one of the articles of the Constitution and its objectives, such as liberty, order, and peace, so that it will be unpredictable the realization of the individual guarantees and the human rights. Then, with the Ley General del Sistema Nacional de Seguridad Pública, the Article 2 talks about the functions of the national security, and it states that the objectives are to maintain integrity and rights of the citizens of Mexico and ensure the order and peace. Also, it ensures the prevention of special and general crimes besides all the investigations made in the process of the courts. Finally, from the Ley General de Seguridad Nacional in 2005, the Article 5 states which are the threats of the national security, and basically they are every act of spying, sabotaging, terrorism, rebellion, betrayal to the homeland, genocide inside the national territory. Also, every act of foreign interference or intervention inside the national matters that may involve or affect the country. Also, acts that may interrupt or block the authorities while acting against organized criminal groups, and also if they try to block military or marine operations against them. Also, acts that may try to damage diplomatic figures, illegal acts against the marine navigation, acts that involve illegal traffic of nuclear materials, chemical or biological weapons, and massive destruction weapons, and finally, acts that may destruct or damage the strategic infrastructure that are important for the allowance of public goods or services.
Now, here are the Mexican Armed Forces divisions. First, the Army. The first division in the Army, it's the ground forces or the Army itself. Then we have the naval forces, the Navy or the Marines. And then we have the Air Forces, which is the Mexican Air Force. And now we have the police, that is divided in 7 divisions. First one, we have the Scientific Division. Then we have the Investigation Division. Then we have the Gendarmerie Division. Then we have the Federal Forces. Then we have the Drug Division. Then the Intelligence Division. And at last, the Borders Division. These are the police. And for last, we have to know that our president, Peña Nieto, is in charge of everything in this chart.